When you think about sports betting and gambling, you may think about adults, but this issue is even reaching teens. The Way Back In is parenting with the Are You Really Winning campaign to raise awareness about problem gambling.
And here to share how adults can spot the signs of those suffering from gambling addiction is Anita Pindiur, Executive Director of The Way Back In. Anita, what are some of the main risks associated with underage sports betting, aside from the fact that it's illegal?
Yes, so we want to start with that, right? We want to make sure that we know that the legal age for online sports betting is 21, and there's just a risk associated with the younger you start, the easier it is to develop an addiction, and the easier it is to develop a gambling-related harm, and you form different synapses inside your brain. Ooh. So you respond differently to stimulus, and so therefore, right, as you grow up and as you age, it really kind of has an effect on you and your personality. We do know the brains are not fully developed till about 25, so we want to make sure that we're kind of, providing those resources for kids. Now, some good news is that we know that about 50 to 75% of kids don't gamble. So it's, that there's a lot of silver lining, and they have some protective factors involved. So we want to focus on those, we want to focus on the protective factors, and we want to share resources for those kids who might be suffering.
Are there any risks for gaming?
For gaming, yeah, and gaming, gambling, online gambling are very similar in many ways. There's that kind of low risk, high reward potential that we have with gambling in general. So we feel like we can put a little bit in and get a lot out. So gaming often mimics gambling in those ways where, right, like I will put a little bit of money in and then get whatever award I'm waiting for. And so we want to be aware of both and just aware of the fact that inside your brain, it doesn't really distinguish often between the two.
All right, and so what resources can people turn to?
So resources are available at Are You Really Winning? And we want to make sure that parents, teachers, administrators are really aware of those, and that they're going to Are You Really Winning? Those have resources for adults, for kids, and also the 1-800-GAMBLER line. There's chat, there's text, so you can get all the help necessary.
Right.
Fantastic.
All right, Anita, thank you. If you or a loved one is struggling with gambling addiction, reach out to The Way Back In during their Are You Winning campaign. Visit their site at areyoureallywinning.com, or you can give them a call, 1-800-GAMBLER.